One of the cool things about going up to Key Largo is less than a mile away, you're in the Everglades National Park. You got thousands of miles of waters back there, where you hardly see another boat. And, we hadn't redfish for a while, so, it was a great opportunity to leave out of there. We had the right conditions, we had the right tide, figured we'd run up there and try for some redfish. Here it goes, right here. It's all you. That's awesome right there. That was awesome. That was so cool. You talk about aggressive. Oh! Yeah!
Come on! Oh! He ate it! He ate it! He ate it!
Nice, baby! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I thought you said you had to...
Got him, relax.
Oh! Dude, he just ripped my boat off. Oh! Awesome, look at that big boy. Woo!
Key Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
Rolling out of Key Largo, it's so easy just to run right to the Everglades National Park and be in some amazing fishing right away.
Yeah, we had a great morning. The weather had gotten nice, and you were saying, where should we go? The thing about Hawks Cay here, it's just the hardest thing is deciding which direction to go in. The weather had been good, and the fishing back in the park has been so good all year. I mean, it's everything from the snook fishing, the little tarpon, the red fishing. It's all been so good, as good as I ever remember it. And we hadn't redfished for a while, so it was a great opportunity to leave out of there. The nice thing about Key Largo is literally a mile or less than a mile behind the island, you're in the park. So it's a short ride. It's all sheltered. You can run the banks and the islands and just explore all over the place. And great redfish, great snook, all kinds of different things. And today we had the right conditions, we had the right tide. Figured we'd run up there and try for some redfish. Man, it's beautiful.
Yes, it is. Oh, we found shallow enough water.
Yeah, you see some dry ground up there?
Sharks and stuff.
Yeah, it's looking good. We just got to get up on that edge.
A lot of sharks. Big ones, belly crawling up there. So much life up here.
Tell you what, I'm going to put the trolling motor down and troll us up in there.
Okay.
A little closer to that edge. That morning we had a really big rising tide, so we got up there and you could see, you had to look up with the binoculars, and we were really scanning to see where the shallow water edge was, and the easiest way to tell that is it's where the birds are. You see all these herons and stuff out there on the flat. They're fishing. It's kind of cool. They're standing there waiting for these fish to push through, and they get them. So when you see those guys up there, that's kind of that edge of where the fish are. It took us a little while to, get up towards that edge. We use the trolling motor. That's the nice thing with that new PowerPole Move trolling motor. I mean, it moves, and then we can just cover ground, get there, because that's a pole and troll zone only. You're not allowed to use combustible motors, so it could have taken us, an hour or two. We might not have gotten to the right spot in time if we were just pulling the whole way. So that trolling motor, huge advantage, got there. And then once we got to that shallow water edge, it did not take long. You could really see it. The water was, kind of a little ripply. And once you got shallow enough, it just went slick. And when you got into that slick, here's the wakes and the tails. It was on. Oh yeah, that's 100% redfish there. Backs out of the water, big head push.
4 of them.
I see one tailing close too. There's one almost in range. This is good right here.
You catch that one and I'll catch those others.
Got him! That's a big snook, I think.
That's cool, man.
That was so freaking cool.
He ate that.
That was so cool.
Second that it hit the water.
What, is it a snook?
Don't know. Don't know yet. But it sure did look like a shark there for a second before you cast at it. Great big
redfish, just a big
redfish.
Wow, what a bite. Gosh. He was up with his back out of the water. I thought it was like a big
well, that one, if they do that, that's going to be great because he was super easy to see from a long way away.
Man, I love it up here when it's like this slick, calm.
Pushing those others.
So visual. Man, look at that guy. You can tell the water's cooler. He's super active, aggressive. And a good sized fish too.
Really nice for up here. Twice the size of what we normally see up here.
Well, that's one of the benefits of this big giant tide. Oh, he's gorgeous.
Extremely aggressive. Yeah, that's a way to get started.
Man, and that 8-pound is totally the way to go. What a difference in range and accuracy. Oh yeah. That is nice. Look at that golden
That's a
color.
great size fish for up here.
That's awesome, man. Love it, love it, love it.
A couple of years ago, we were up here fishing, talking about how they were going to grow up, and in a couple of years, how great it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think that might be the ones we were looking for.
That is cool, man.
I'm going to scan around here and look for another
You know,
one.
the circle hook is so nice for these guys because you never worry about getting them hooked deep, and it seems like the hookup percentage is super good, even with artificial.
Okay, one down.
To get more information and purchase the gear that we're using on the show, scan the QR code.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Hawks Cay. Find what lures you. Lowrance. See more, catch more. Waypoint, the destination for outdoor entertainment. Mercury Marine. Go boldly. St. Croix Rods, the best rods on earth. And by Ameritrail Trailers. Daiwa. Power Pole, Reflex Boat Decking, and Costa.
You know, there's several places I look at like this, but the Everglades is definitely one. If you're going to go back into the park, that is just like a home run day, because you're going to see tons of birds. You're going to be in an area that there's no development. You're going to see Florida like it used to be. You're actually in a national park, and the fishing is just fantastic up there. The redfish is just one of many fish that are up there. You've got sharks, you got catfish making wakes, you've got ladyfish making wakes, you have black drum, redfish, all kinds of things, and there's just this amazing amount of life and activity when you get up on one of those flats. We're in. I just keep pulling up here because I know the tide's coming in. It's going to be a race for that shallow water.
There we go, right there.
Okay. Catch him.
There he is. Got him. Oh, pull the hook.
There's a lot of different ways to find your target and make a cast to it. The redfish will do a lot of different things up there. Like we said, in the early part of the day, we were seeing them waking, and they're actually pushing down. They're making like a V wake, and you can kind of tell the difference between the redfish and the sharks, because the sharks have a tail that kind of flops back and forth, and the redfish don't show that. But then you can also see the fish tailing, and the redfish will actually sit almost stationary a lot of times and just stick that tail up. But it's interesting for somebody that hasn't done a lot of that fishing to see the different ways that we can identify the fish based upon what behavior they're showing on top of the surface, because the sun's low enough at this point of the day that there's no way we're seeing into the water. So we have to rely on what they're doing, pushing water or sticking something out of the water to tell whether it's a shark or a redfish or anything else that could be up there.
Here it goes, right here.
It's all you. Yep.
That's awesome right there.
Show me what I almost caught.
That was awesome. That was so cool. You talk about aggressive.
They are. They're being super aggressive.
There's another one coming too.
You're going to have to hook me up with a shrimp.
I mean, you're getting like a topwater bite there. Just come up and just slurping it.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's, lots of different ways to catch the redfish, but the thing that I found that I like the most is these fake shrimp, or, something that has some weight on, big jerkbait, something that I get a lot of distance on, but yet it doesn't sink fast. That's the balance, is the water's only this deep, and you got grass sticking up, and you got floating grass, so having something that casts a long ways that you can just kind of surf along the surface and then let it flutter down. And honestly, just a little circle hook, head hooked on there, works pretty darn good. Get a lot of distance and in that right presentation.
Nice size fish, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really good, man. The fishing, it's been about as good as I've ever seen it in all the years I've fished down here. But the snook fishing's awesome, the red fishing's awesome. Tarpon fishing, just everything's been so good this year. Loving it.
They really are swimming with their heads up. I just saw one swimming away right here. They're like not grazing like normal, you know?
Yeah. Man, that water's so nice and cool. You can tell they are so much happier.
I don't know, maybe we're just not in the spot. Boy, when you're in there, you're in the right spot. You know it.
You hear so many people complaining all over the place about not as good as it used to be or something like that. I mean, I am telling you that every bit of the fishing this year has been as good as I can ever remember it. I mean, you know, just right there behind Key Largo, you know, the red fishing's as good as I can ever remember. The snook fishing's better than I can ever remember. Tons of little tarpon around, bonefish, just everything's been really, really good. So it's just so encouraging to see the health of the ecosystem. You know, you can see the grass up there, just all the life in it, just really good fishing. What's that following me? Right here. The redfish?
Yep, redfish. He's just to the left of it. He's coming for you. He's coming. You got it. You're on.
That's awesome. How about that? I literally made a blind cast over there to clear my lawn.
They are aggressive this morning, man.
And something was following it.
Fish, well, the water's so clear right now, too. He came 20 feet for that thing.
I was like, what's that following my lure? Oh my God. Now that's when you know things are happening right.
I tell you what, he came 20 feet for it. They got their heads up.
They are on
A little
the
bit.
job.
Sometimes they're so buried in the grass, you got to be right on top of them or nothing at all, you know?
Well, the water temperatures have cooled down dramatically. We had that rain, a couple overcast days, a little wind. The water feels so nice right now. I mean, really cool, refreshing. And you can see the way the fish are acting, both in the way they're biting and fighting. That is nice. Man, I love redfish. They have this beautiful color to them when they're on this grass like this. Golden, just gorgeous.
And what else is interesting today is noticeably less sharks.
Yep.
And the last time we were up here, man, there were just sharks every direction you looked in. Little sharks, you know?
That's a good, you're exactly right. Maybe that helps the redfish attitude.
See if I can find another one up here for us. I don't think it's gonna be too hard today. Got a lot of factors going for us. You know, the binoculars are really a good tool in a situation like that because you can have concentrations of redfish and you can have other things that from a distance look like they could possibly be redfish, but man, when you get those binoculars, you can start to see the difference from a long way away of what's a shark, what's a redfish. There's a bunch of wakes up there. They're all sharks. So we have the opportunity to go this way or this way. Let's go to the most productive water that we can find. And from the binoculars, we did see some redfish tailing.
You're exactly
100%
right.
sure of that. So let's move in that direction rather than chasing these other things that turn out to be something different once you get up there. Those two wakes coming in. Let's see if we can catch those.
Got him. That was cool. You see him come chasing it right under little red.
That's more like the size we're used to seeing up here.
Yeah. That was interesting. I wasn't sure what it was.
Thing you got to cast unless you can clearly see.
Yeah.
Make a cast.
Well, as we saw, there's snook up here, ladyfish, redfish, sharks. Well, it's good to see this. This is, you know, where you've got definitely a different generation. Some of those bigger fish, certainly a year or two older. Somebody told me something like 8 to 10 inches a year that these things grow. I don't know if that's exactly right, but
Yeah.
pretty nice to see a couple different size groups.
Well, they got plenty of food. They probably grow pretty fast.
Yeah.
The grass is just absolutely beautiful.
I know. Clear water.
Scan the QR code to get more information on this product and buy one for yourself.
I'm standing here on my brand new 24 Yellowfin CE, and this is the most sophisticated, most technically advanced boat I have ever put together. Really happy about it. Got the power pole trolling motor up front with the active target transducer there. Have 3 Lowrance screens. All 3 wells in the back are plumbed and ready to go. And what all of this technology does for us is it allows us to fish in a lot of ways that we've never been able to do it before. But in order to use all this stuff, the crazy thing about it is it takes a tremendous amount of battery power. In order to use the trolling motor, the active target, the sonar, 3 screens, 3 wells, it all comes down to the power plant. You have to have enough power within this boat to run all of this stuff throughout the day. Otherwise, maybe you might not even have it, right? Like, what's the point of having it if you can't use it? What this comes down to for me is getting the batteries that can handle this load and doing that in a way that it doesn't disrupt the way the boat runs. So I want a battery that is very lightweight, charges fast, and lasts a long, long time. I get that in Lithium Pros. These batteries will do all of that. They are incredibly lightweight, charge super fast, and last longer than any other battery that I've ever had, enabling me to use all of this great technology that I'm so excited about, like the active target, the trolling motor, 3 screens, 3 live wells. I can have them running all day. If you're having the problem of losing battery power throughout the day, you definitely want to check out the Lithium Pros batteries. They may be the solution you're looking for.
The Hawks K Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Yellowfin. Live deeper. Hook. Unite all anglers. Tackle Direct, the world's premier fishing outfitter. Yeti, built for the wild. Key Largo, in the Florida Keys. And by Golden Boat Lifts. Power Pole Move. Nikon. Lithium Pros, and Live Water Sports.
Did you know you can get every episode of Saltwater Experience completely free on Waypoint TV? Go to waypointtv.com and find out how you can download the app or find it on any smart TV. And if that's not enough, you can find the Tom Rowland podcast on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you find podcasts, and we'd love to have you as a follower on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We're always working on this tide window. And sometimes the tide window is when we feel like the fish are going to bite, or when we feel like when we can find the fish. But also there's a tide window of the tide allows you to get to a certain place, and then as it starts to go out, you need to move off of that place while there's still water there so that you can actually get into deeper water and leave. Otherwise you'll be stranded high and dry. We poled about 2 miles to get up into the area that we were finding the redfish. We start noticing that the tide starts to drop a little bit. It's like, okay, we got to get all the way back over there, so it's time we're going to start pushing out and heading for the edge.
Yeah, and as we were pushing out, heading for the edge, we were just kind of working our way out. Started to see these muds in there, and knew there was some sort of activity going on. Thinking they were redfish at first. I mean, you're like, oh, that's a redfish, and I'm like, well, that might be a black drum. They look so similar in that muddy water, but sure enough, they were black drum.
Got him. Yeah, baby. Oh, I pulled it out of his mouth.
Oh, good job. That's good to get the bite, though.
This is a fish that kind of rare for us to catch. I mean, I've caught them occasionally when I'm fishing in the deeper runouts, things like that. But these guys were right up there, digging and mudding right up in a foot of water, just like the redfish were.
trying to eat that off the surface, man. That's
He just
so
ate it.
cool. Got him? Maybe I can catch his buddy.
Got him this time.
You got him. Hey, man, they fight good.
That is cool, man. You
He
see
tried
him
to
eat it
that
right off the
off the
surface?
surface.
That's awesome. That is cool. It's a rarity, dude, to be able to sight fish these black drum.
A rarity for us. They do it.
Yeah.
They do it all over Florida.
Rarity for me.
Like sometimes these are like a couple of people I know. This is like their mainstay.
That is so cool. Wow. Well, it's always nice to do something different, you know?
Yeah. They're a good target.
Wow, that's a great way to finish up, man. A bunch of redfish, red drum, and we finish with a black drum.
Yep. They're very similar looking fish. You know, they're both obviously in the same family.
Yeah, look how much higher and his body is, though. I've been seeing him pushing occasionally, and I'll see that hump on his back.
Shake them just like Hunter told us. With a snook.
Mouth real hard. Why did I miss 2 in a row?
Because did you see what he did there? He came up on the surface and just kind of looked at it for a second. I think that happened both times before. Oh, there he goes. He did his little drumming. Wow.
That's cool, man.
Very good.
Wow, and I thought our day was over. On the way out, catch black.
That's good, man.
But what a day, man.
Great day.
That's the way to finish it off.
Great day.
We'll
Awesome.
work our way out.